We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX Report. I'm Cole Pepper. The season is underway as Sporting JAX officially kicked off the inaugural campaign. We'll look back on the first game and look ahead to tonight's matchup against the defending champions. Plus, we get to know the versatile Jessie Hunt and celebrate some success with the Sporting JAX Academy U-20 team. But let's start with Saturday's historic and long-awaited night. To say it was long-awaited is probably underselling it a bit. After two preseason home friendlies were postponed, fans were anxious to see Sporting JAX just play a game. Then when the forecast was clearly calling for thunderstorms, kickoff was moved from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. By Saturday evening, Mother Nature still wasn't done, and it wasn't until just before 10 p.m. that the game kicked off. Finally. But 9,775 season tickets were distributed. That's a sellout and then some. The rain kept some from sticking around. 7th minute, Meg Hughes sets up Jade Pennick for the first goal in Sporting JAX history, gave the home team a 1-0 lead, and the fans loved it. Take another look. It came after a DC turnover and certainly was cause for celebration. No chance for the DC keeper to get a hand on this one. Perfectly placed by Pennick. What a moment for Jade and for Sporting JAX as a club. First goal in club history right there. 25th minute now, another chance for Jacksonville. Grace Philpott serves one in, and Paige Kenton got her head to it, but it goes just wide. More first half chances for Jacksonville. Sophia Bowman on the move, cuts it back to Ashlyn Puerta, who has an opening, but it goes just wide. Could have been 3-0 in the first 31 minutes. 6 minutes later, DC gets on the board. On the initial shot, Jacksonville goalkeeper Caitlin Parks makes the save, but Gianna Gorley is right there to head it in and levels the game at 1. Gorley, certainly a player to watch in the league this year. That would be the score at halftime. Second half, 68th minute, a giveaway by Sporting JAX. Gorley takes advantage, chipping the keeper. Nothing Caitlin Parks can do about it. It's 2-1 DC. You can make the case that Jacksonville had the best of it in the first hour, but the final half hour belonged to DC Power. 75th minute, Gorley to Emily Colton to Jada Bedoya. First shot gets past Parks, booted away by Daviana Vaca, but Bedoya stays with it and puts it in. 3-1 DC the final. A tough finish on a rainy night, but some history made nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm obviously buzzing. For me to get on the score sheet, I'm happy, but to make it the first goal for Sporting JAX in their history, yeah, I'm really happy with that.
All right, here are some key stats from Saturday night's game. You see the shots on target for Sporting JAX, only one of them. That doesn't really tell the story. Sporting JAX had more dangerous moments throughout the course of the game. That's a real positive. Now, those have to be converted into goals going forward, but it's a real plus. Sporting JAX dominated possession, and look at the passing accuracy down at the bottom. They really felt like a team that was connected as they played throughout the course of the game, and very impressive to see what Sporting JAX did despite the 3-1 loss. Let's now welcome in Becky Burleigh. Becky, what's your big takeaway from Saturday's inaugural match?
You know, I think there's some really, really positive takeaways. First of all, just playing a game with fans in a real setting was amazing. Despite the conditions, that was a challenge, the delay and all that. And I just want to, again, shout out the fans who stuck it through. You guys are the loyalists. It was a little bit of a tale of two halves. I thought the first half and the way that Sporting JAX came out was amazing. You know, they were for sure on the front foot. They really impacted their style on DC. And it was really fun to watch. And I think in the second half, the experience of DC played a role. The time and score played a role, but it was a bit of a different half in terms of the ability to keep possession and to create dangerous chances. But I think that's all stuff to learn from going forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we talk about the moments we wanted to see. We got that big first moment with Jade Pennick scoring the first goal in Sporting JAX history. What a great moment for Jade, for the club, for the fans, for everybody.
And so excited for Jade to have that moment as the goal scorer, because she had really needed to get on the board. And I just think it really just took everybody, the energy a level up and gave everybody so much confidence. So it was very, very, very cool moment for sure.
I don't want to overestimate the importance of stats. You know, the game is the game, but we did talk about the passing stats. This seemed to be a team for a first match playing together in front of fans. Was very well connected for a first game of the season.
100%. I mean, there were some moments and combinations that were just like a team that's been together for quite some time. And I think, you know, they're probably going to want that percentage to be a little bit higher, you know, like maybe benchmarking 80% to start and then only go up from there. But at the same time, to see the gel in this team this early, I think is a very promising sign.
Thanks, Becky. This week, the team turned their attention to tonight's matchup in Tampa Bay against the defending champions. While the result from the opening game wasn't what they wanted, the team is intent on improving for match number 2.
I think just continuing to get better, like competing with each other. We're trying to really hone in on like the competitive aspect in practice and making each other better and really like implementing what we're trying to do, because we definitely have a brand and identity and we focus on ourselves and not so much the competition, and that's kind of what we do moving forward into this week. And I think just going on the road is one thing. It's not our first time on the road, so we were able to like practice what that looks like and what it's like to play competition on the road for us, but just securing 3 points is a big deal after last game.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, each stage, you know, obviously new team, we're a new group together. We've been together now for the past 2 months. So it's, again, we're learning a lot every day. Each week it's going to be, you know, new goals that we're hitting, going back to what we worked on in preseason, of course, but obviously first travel game, so it's exciting as well.
I mean, every game's going to be tough and we know that. So whatever game, you know, is up next, it's going to be a challenge. And a lot of teams have improved squads, changed coaches, so different identities from last year. So we're trying to do our homework right now and what to expect. But at the end of the day, you know, they are the reigning champs that we have to now face. And, you know, we've got to respect that and give them that respect, but not too much respect.
Well, speaking of this week's opponent, tonight's match marks the start of a rivalry between 2 of the 3 Florida teams in the Gainbridge Super League. Tampa Bay lost their opener on the road at Brooklyn FC. Tampa also lost a key contributor from last year's games. Cecilia Flo scored 11 goals for Tampa Bay a season ago. She's now playing in Italy. Tosh Flint didn't play the game in the opener after scoring 9 goals last season. But Carly Giamone is back, as is Sidney Nacello. After losing in Brooklyn, Tampa Bay will be as hungry for a win as Sporting JAX will be tonight. Let's now welcome in Emerson Burris with another player feature. And Emerson, this week you got to know Jessie Hunt, one of the more versatile players on the team.
Yeah, from growing up in Minnesota to competing in college soccer, now finding her way to Jacksonville, Jessie Hunt's story is full of perspective and personality.
Jessie Hunt grew up in Edina, Minnesota, in a close-knit family that shaped who she is today.
I have an older brother and 2 younger sisters. My brother has Down syndrome, so that's always been like kind of a part of my life. But I think like definitely built like kind of a inclusivity, like you want to include everyone. And like my whole family's pretty involved in like Special Olympics and that kind of thing.
Soccer's always been a part of her life, starting at age 5, playing in college at Wisconsin in Northeastern, and growing into a leader on the field.
And kind of just like learning how to like lead a team, and I think like I also just built a lot of confidence there. Like you kind of have success and then that like you get more confident and then became more successful, I guess.
Beyond the pitch, Jessie competed in triathlons growing up and still loves anything outdoors.
I love anything outside, I guess, like hiking, camping, biking, that kind of thing. I did triathlons growing up, which is kind of funny.
She also studied chemical engineering and is passionate about women's health research.
Most studies that have been done on women have been done in the past 5 years, so I think just like that kind of route is... I want to do something that helps people, but...
And here in Jacksonville, she's reunited with a childhood best friend and teammate, Sophia Bowman, a friendship that goes all the way back to kindergarten.
Hi, I'm Jessie Hunt. I'm a midfielder from Edina, Minnesota.
I'm Sophia Bowman. I'm also a midfielder and also from Edina, Minnesota.
Wait, were you in my kindergarten class?
Were you in my kindergarten class?
Being best friends kind of since then. We have like emails back when we were like 6, like want to come over to my house. I think it's just like so comfortable. We're obviously like pretty similar in a lot of ways, so I think that helped. Just like someone to talk to whenever I need. We kind of know everything about each other.
Now with Sporting JAX, Hunt is chasing her professional dream while bringing plenty of personality for fans to connect with, from triathlons to ice cream and lifelong friendships.
Jessie Hunt brings more than just her game to Sporting JAX. She brings leadership, passion, and a connection with teammate Sophia Bowman that started all the way back in kindergarten.
Amazing. Can you imagine your friend from kindergarten and you both make your professional debuts with the same team the same year, with a first-year team no less? Just a great story, and we've seen a lot from those two in the preseason. Looking forward to seeing even more as the season progresses. Emerson, thank you so much. Add this to your calendar. Sporting JAX has added a mid-season friendly to the schedule to replace the game against Hibbs, lost to weather. Fans can now watch Sporting JAX take on KC Current 2 on September 19th at Hodges Stadium. Current 2 is the first reserve team launched by a professional women's club in the United States, and it should offer a great chance to stay sharp in the bye week and get some much-needed minutes for a young Sporting JAX side. For tickets, call 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjax.com. You could use that as one of the games in your Sporting Flex Pack. All you have to do is pick out the next game against Dallas Trinity, plus any 3 additional matches of your choice, all part of the 4-game Sporting Flex Pack starting at just $60. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com to lock in your Flex Pack today. Still to come, Mauricio Ruiz joins us to take a closer look at the USL Championship. That's next as the Sporting JAX Report rolls on. Gainbridge Super League season is underway. Sporting JAX at Tampa Bay Sun can be seen on Peacock tonight starting at 8 o'clock. All home games will be broadcast over the air in Jacksonville, including some right here on the stations of First Coast News. The next nationally televised USL Championship match is scheduled for September 21st when Indy 11 hosts Birmingham Legion, a 5 p.m. kickoff on Sunday on CBS Sports Network. It's time now for the USL Championship Game of the Week presented by Honda of the Avenues. This week, a couple of teams who have played against one another a lot in the past met as Indy 11 hosted Miami FC in front of nearly 10,000 fans. To Indy we go, and a packed home crowd in Indianapolis. Both sides fighting for crucial points late in the season. 21st minute, visitors strike first. Christian Vazquez sets up Francisco Bonfiglio, and he puts it in with the left foot to make it a 1-0 Miami lead. 45th minute, just before halftime, Nicholas Cardona brings down Jack Blake in the penalty area, and the referee points to the spot. Blake, former Jacksonville Armada player, buries it. Top left corner, leveling the match at 1-1 going into the break. 51st minute, Cam Lindley whips in across from a set piece. Patrick Hogan rises to it and heads it in the bottom right corner. Indy takes the lead 2-1. Now to the 69th minute. Malik Foster lays it off to Blake, who smashes a left-footed strike into the corner. Second goal of the match, and it's a 3-1 Indy lead. Now to stoppage time. 90th minute +1. Visitors fight back. Deon Veron rattles the post. The follow-up by Kevin Hoyos makes it a 3-2 affair. Indy 11, though, holds on. A thrilling 3-2 victory, fueled by Jack Blake's brace and a clutch header from Patrick Hogan. We now welcome in Mauricio Ruiz. Mal, we mentioned that these teams both had to play against one another. Both, throughout the course of the game, had to find a way to respond to adversity.
Yeah, Cohen, both teams needed this game, and I couldn't tell you that one needed more than the other. They both needed it, but certainly Indy 11 hosting the game. They're on a 4-game losing streak, and they're an interesting team. On any given day, they look like the best team in the league, but they're making a lot of individual mistakes, and they started this game down. Miami also very talented, but unorthodox in kind of how they play, and it could have gone either way, but a couple brilliant moments from Jake Blake. Did a really good job, had a beautiful finish from the outside of his left that really changed the game in the second half.
All right, let's take a look at the standings, starting with the Western Conference, where Tulsa continues to lead the way. They have been very impressive, and they're lengthening their lead. Sacramento and El Paso level on points with 31, 2 points ahead of San Antonio. Those top 4, then you go down to 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 4 points separate second from 8th right now in the Western Conference. about just under 2/3 of the way through the season. In the Eastern Conference, Lou City and Charleston Battery continue to be the class of the East. They have a big gap back to North Carolina in third. I think that's where the battle is going to be most of the season, between Charleston and Louisville for the top seed. And then if anybody can crawl up there and snatch that third seed, it's going to be big. But once again, you've got a lot of teams battling for position. Really, even Tampa Bay at the bottom of the table, they're not all that far away from the 8th spot. They could close with 5 points over the course of the next several weeks and be in position if they can turn things around. Mal, I do want to get your thoughts on the inaugural game for Sporting JAX. What did you take away from the match on Saturday night?
Well, fantastic that it got going, right? You had to get going, and I know it was a delay, and I know you get into that a little bit later in the show, but it was just exciting to get going. From a tactical standpoint and competitive standpoint, we looked really good, but we also look like we're a really young team and we're a brand new team. So whether legs got fatigued or just the moment sometimes kind of got a little bit into it, but the team for a large part, especially in the first half, Cole, looked really solid tactically, technically, and really should have had more coming out of the first half.
All right, good stuff, Mal. We'll check in with you here in just a bit. Group tickets are on sale now for the Sporting JAX inaugural season. Groups of 10 or more can enjoy the best price for single game tickets. Gather your friends, families, and co-workers to enjoy a night at Sporting JAX. General admission for group tickets start from just $22 per seat. Club seats only $39 per seat. Call 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjax.com to order your group tickets for pro soccer in Jacksonville. Still to come, our youth soccer spotlight. A Sporting JAX Academy putting on a big performance this year. That's next as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. The inaugural Sporting JAX kit is out, and in fact tonight will be the first time the away kit will be seen. You can place your order to reserve your away kit. Use the QR code on your screen or go to sportingjax.com/shop with that new online store. Time now for the Youth Soccer Spotlight presented by the Bearded Pig. Emerson Burris is here. Emerson, we've talked a lot about some of the success of the young teams in the Sporting JAX system, and the academy team, the U-20s, no exception.
Yeah, the Sporting JAX U-20 men's team is making history. In their first season, they're the 2025 Florida Division champions. Their journey to the title says a lot about this group and what's ahead.
For head coach Levo Guler, the team's purpose was clear from the start.
We had 3 objectives, and the first one is additional opportunities to our academy players. The second objective was to prepare our 2025 graduates, which is 14 of them committed to colleges. Last objectives initiative was that we had several USL 2 players, and we wanted to give them some chances.
That structure helped create a culture that stood apart.
As a club, we have blueprint. Respect is very important for us. Players at the bench cheering for the success of the team. This is the team that we want.
And for 16-year-old Ethan Underwood, it was a chance to grow quickly.
Kind of nerve-wracking at first, being around all of the college guys and all the older guys that play here. And I was really just trying to get some good touches in first to get my confidence up and then make an impact somewhat.
Amir Dordo says winning the division proves they're just getting started.
There was people from different places, different clubs, different colleges, and even young players like 2009, 2008 that were there. It all of them combined, it just made a great group of people, and we just had great coaches as well, and great team in general.
And the future is bright for this group.
I look forward to see them to push themselves in the limits where they can be candidate for those who will be wearing Sporting JAX jersey in the future. We received an qualification letter from USL, which means our U20 team will be competing for the national playoffs in early December.
Like Coach said, the U20s will represent Florida on the national stage this winter, and for many of these players, it's just the beginning of their soccer journey.
And Levo said it there, the opportunity for these players to gain this kind of experience, wearing the badge at the U20 level, the academy level, who knows, in the future, we might see some of these guys playing for the first team in the USL Championship, or, dare I say it, USL Premier one day. Emerson, thanks so much. All right, for more on Sporting JAX in the world of soccer, join Mark Warburton, Stacey Balaam, and me every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL for the Coaches Show presented by Sporting JAX. You can listen on air at 1010 a.m., online or on demand at 1010XL.com. And be sure to join Mauricio, Becky, and me every Thursday night at 6 for the Sporting JAX Soccer Hour. We cover the entire soccer world, including Sporting JAX in the USL, Thursday nights at 6 on AM 930 Fox Sports Radio Jacksonville or the iHeart app. Still to come, Mauricio rejoins me with his thoughts on the Premier League season. That's next as the Sporting JAX Report rolls on. You can watch the Sporting JAX Report next Saturday at noon on WTLV, NBC 12. Right before Premier League coverage, you can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. Mauricio Ruiz rejoins us now. Mal, coming up after us, it's the Premier League with newly promoted Leeds hosting Newcastle United.
Well, Newcastle is in a little bit of a soap opera at the moment, so hopefully they can sort out their attacking situation. A tough defeat to Liverpool in the previous weekend. Leeds is interesting. They have a lot of firepower. They're an exciting team, but they've got just promoted. You would expect Newcastle to really take care of Leeds in this game, and Newcastle needs it because they're a team that want to confirm their Champions League position, and they want to be considered a part of the top four.
Well, it has been quite the journey, but the season is now underway, and we could not be more excited. Let's take you back with some sights and sounds from Saturday's wet but thrilling kickoff for Jacksonville's first professional women's team. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week right here on the Sporting JAX Report.